and welcome to another episode of the Fic Fun podcast. How are you, dear?
I'm good.
Yeah? What are you laughing at?
I don't know.
What's tickled you? Are you excited? Because we're about to go to Manchester to see the mighty Cortinas.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it's a shame that the movies we watched this week were less exciting.
They
shall
were
we say.
less.
Yeah. Yet another two big blockbusters. And we're like, yeah, I mean, and these I wasn't even that excited to watch in the first place.
Yeah, we'll talk about them, but
We will. So
I was a bit disappointed.
yeah, well, that needless to say, we were disappointed. So we both went to see X-Men: Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Some of us didn't last the whole movie.
I fell asleep.
I'd say that's a pretty good summation of how good X-Men: Dark Phoenix
I
is.
feel really bad for falling asleep though.
Why? It was boring.
It was boring.
Yeah, it's doing very badly on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's doing very badly at the box office, and
I like all the actors and actresses.
yeah, they're just not given much to work with.
It was one of them.
Yeah, and
Sighing
the
ones.
trailer made it look quite boring as well, and it was largely boring.
Yeah.
So it basically covers Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, who gets into a space accident, and a big space alien makes her super powerful and super angry.
I know. Why would you want to be angry all the time?
That's just the alien. So she kills some people. Spoilers. That includes Raven, Jennifer Lawrence's character.
I missed all that.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So you missed quite a lot of it, and then they get into a big fight, and then Jean Grey dies, and that's the end. Some aliens trying.
She dies in the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's the end of the Fox-owned X-Men saga.
So does that mean she'll never play Jean Grey again, I suppose?
Well, no, Jean Grey's dead.
Oh.
They're going to reboot the whole thing
are they?
in the Marvel universe. So
Maybe they shouldn't.
I don't know, because I really like Fassbender and McAvoy and the others. I'd like to see them back, but given a decent script that's funny and entertaining.
I can't stop looking at your t-shirt. I really like it. For
the listeners, I'm wearing a lightning fast VCR t-shirt that I bought from Red Letter Media. So, yeah, from what you saw, what did you think?
I thought it was boring and not much happened. I think I fell asleep after about 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's 2 hours long.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hour and 55 minutes.
Wow.
I liked the beginning and the end, but everything that happened in the middle was very boring and not interesting.
I think the point where I fell asleep was where she killed Jennifer Lawrence, actually.
Yeah. That bit was also not all that exciting.
Yeah, I feel bad.
For an action scene.
Bad.
I really like the beginning when they're going into space and they're doing space stuff.
Yeah.
And saving astronauts. That was very exciting.
Yeah, that was really good.
And it was a good score and
Didn't
everything.
leave anyone behind, did they?
No, that was an exciting scene. And the battle at the end with the aliens is also quite good.
Oh yeah, because I remember seeing the bit where the lady, I really like her as an actress. She goes to see what her dog's barking at, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And then the aliens are walking up her garden.
That's not at the end, though. That's right at the start.
No, I know.
Yeah, like, the stuff with the aliens was quite interesting. The stuff where they're being the X-Men is good. Like, at the start, they're all working as a team to save the astronauts and using all their powers.
Yeah.
And at the end, they all work together to fight the aliens and all using their powers.
Yeah.
But yeah, and in the middle, they're like, oh, Jean, you've got so much potential, and come on, get on with it. Do X-Men stuff.
Just kill her.
Yeah, the plot's pretty boring.
Yeah, it's a shame, really.
It is.
Do you think they rushed it then?
No.
As in rush making it?
I think they made it, but they had to reshoot the entire ending.
Why?
Because it was basically the same as the ending of Captain Marvel.
Oh.
Yeah, and all the footage they have was of her like flying around, zapping spaceships and stuff. People were like, this is going to come after Captain Marvel, and everyone's just going to say
it's the same as Captain Marvel.
But I liked the ending. The ending was good. Like the battle on a train, it was exciting.
Oh,
it was great. Lots of cool stuff happens. I liked it. But that was about it. That was my favourite part.
Okay.
Was probably, the first scene.
I don't have a favourite part.
No, you don't have a favourite part? Yeah. Favourite character. I always love McAvoy and Fassbender as Magneto and Professor X.
Yeah, they're very good, aren't they?
They're two really good actors, and it's a shame that they've not been given better movies to be in, because Apocalypse was pretty bad as well.
Yeah, but they've done other stuff, haven't they?
Yeah, they're not going to be short of work.
The best McAvoy film I've ever seen to this day is Split.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant.
Like Days of Future Past, they're both in that, and they're both given lots to do, and they've got little arcs to complete, and they're both really good. I liked Fassbender in his bit in Apocalypse as well, where he's sort of happy with his family, and his family gets killed.
Oh yeah.
That's really when he's given an interesting story to play with, he's good. But
he might be the next James Bond.
I like Fassbender as James Bond.
Apparently, you were telling me it's going to be what's his face, Twilight Boy.
No, it's Batman.
Oh, Batman.
Robert Pattinson's going to be the next Batman. So everyone's saying this is the worst X-Men movie.
Really? Do you agree?
It's on a par with Apocalypse, which was pretty bad as well.
I quite liked Apocalypse though.
Again, had an exciting ending when they're all. They're like, the whole point of X-Men is that they work together and like team up, use their bounce their powers off each other and stuff, and do fun, exciting things with those. And then when they do that, you get cool stuff like the end of Apocalypse, where they're all like teaming up, and the end of First Class and stuff like that.
But this one, they just didn't bother doing that, did they?
Because they never really do that in Days of Future Past, but I don't really had an interesting story, and there was like a goal at the end they had to get to.
Yeah.
And I think they suffer without Wolverine as well.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. I thought they were getting a new Wolverine though.
Yeah, they're gonna. This would be for the Marvel films. So since Hugh Jackman went, never thought I'd say I'd want Hugh Jackman back.
I like him as Wolverine though.
He's the most interesting X-Men character.
Yeah, because he's cool.
Exactly, and he's got this big long past and everything like that. Yeah. So without him, there's not really that many interesting characters. No. It doesn't help when Jennifer Lawrence just walks through the film sulking. Yeah. So is it the worst? Yeah.
What, the worst X-Men?
It's the worst X-Men movie, apart from X-Men Origins Wolverine.
I think I'd rather watch the Bear Attack movie than that.
Which Bear Attack movie?
The one we watched. The Bear Attack movie.
Into the Grizzly Maze?
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed that more.
Apart from, I'd rather watch that than...
It was definitely not as good as Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
No.
And I would not recommend it to anyone. Just wait for it. If you really like X-Men, even then, just wait for it to come on Netflix. Yeah. But you saw Men in Black International.
I did.
Which has also been, the critics have given it a bashing, but the audience score is quite high.
I did enjoy it, but maybe it was because I was tired. I don't think it was as good as Men in Black, as in Will Smith.
That's
Men
a pretty
in Black.
high bar to set.
Yeah, but it was really good.
Yeah.
And I did the little creature. What's his name?
I don't know. I haven't seen the film.
Oh, they call him Pawny.
Oh, right, okay.
He's like a little pawn.
So what?
And he had a queen, and she got killed.
What happens in the movie? Describe the movie.
Okay, so the lady, what's her name? She becomes a secret agent.
Right.
But in the beginning of the film, she lets this so-called creature out of her bedroom window, saves him from being killed by Men in Black, so to speak. 20 years later, she obviously wants to find out where this Men in Black sort of not housing, like, what do they call it? Like, establishment bases.
Yeah.
And she ends up finding them. She gets offered a job on and then once she gets going, she's really good. I really like her in it.
Tessa Thompson.
Yeah. She's fab.
Valkyrie from the Marvel films.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her as an actress. So, like, what happens in?
So basically, she gets teamed up with what's his face?
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Very good looking man he is.
He is a very handsome gentleman.
And they get put together and they basically save the world.
From whom?
Aliens.
From aliens. What kind of aliens?
Oh, the heist.
the host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call themselves the host, I think.
Okay. What do they do? What are their powers?
Oh, so they just want to take over loads of planets and kill loads of people.
But by what method?
They like become human, and then they like melt people.
Oh, they're like pod people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm very bad at explaining them.
I know. It's always entertaining to watch you try.
Oh yeah, and then basically on her way round, with Chris Hemsworth, they do the usual: get on a weird motorcycle, fly into the air, getting chased by men in black.
Cool.
Yeah. And then she meets this little creature called Pawnee. In the end, he gives himself the name Steve.
Oh, that's a good name.
And he says he'll protect her because she helped him out. Mm. So he's her queen now. So she.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, if that's not clear about what happens in the movie, then synopses are available online. Should people go and see this film?
Yes, I think it's a good family film, and if you really like Men in Black in general, then you'll like it.
Okay, I might go and see it.
Lots of things blowing up.
Yeah, that's what you want.
There's a secret weapon.
Everyone.
I missed that. That's the main plot.
So the pod people are after a secret weapon.
Yes, because it can destroy worlds.
They have to stop them. Okay, that would have been simple.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite character in it? I think you're gonna say Pawnee, right?
No, I think M.
Is that Tessa Thompson?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
No, she's really good. Yeah. I like her.
I like it.
She looks good in black as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's brilliant in Thor Ragnarok. I like her.
Yeah, she's fab. Are we talking about the same person?
Tessa Thompson.
The one that from Creed.
Yeah, she's in Creed as well. Yeah.
I didn't know she played Valkyrie.
Oh, no, that's a different girl in Creed.
No, it's not.
Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie in
but this
Thor
is
Ragnarok. Tessa Thompson's in is the girl.
But we discussed this before, remember?
Yeah, they look quite similar. Oh, yeah, no, Tessa Thompson is in... I'm going to have
Creed.
to check this now.
She is in Creed.
Because I think that's the girl from Ocean's 8. So, yes, it is Tessa Thompson in Creed.
Thank you.
I apologise.
I was right.
Yes. So, is it better than any of the other Men in Black films?
Probably not as good as Men in Black with Will Smith.
Okay.
However, I think it's just a good film. Like, good entertainment, but not as good as Men in Black.
Okay.
But Will Smith is sort of different character.
Will Smith kind of makes it, I think, for the Men in Black films. The ones without him in, I was a bit sceptical. But I thought Chris Hemsworth's a good replacement because he's funny but in a different way.
Yeah.
You don't want it to just be the same thing.
No. And it was good.
Yeah. Cool. Was it as good as Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
No.
Are you excited to see more of these characters?
Yes.
Yeah. It is doing quite well at the box office. Had a good opening day.
I did like how they had a lot of the same animals, aliens, from obviously the previous Men in Black films.
Yeah.
Because you should have them in.
Yeah, you want some continuity.
Yeah. They had the little men, the little...
Yeah, those the ones who are always smoking and drinking coffee and stuff. I like those guys. Those are funny. Yeah. Would you recommend it?
Yes.
To families?
Yes.
Okay. Good family movie. Stamp of approval. It's got a bad critic score, but people seem to be enjoying it.
Well, I don't think you can always, based on what the critics say. Like,
hey, what do the fucking critics know?
Yeah. They might...
Fuck those guys. Fuck you, Mark Kermode.
You have to make your own mind up, don't you?
Yeah, and people seem to be. Yeah. It's got 50% more on Rotten Tomatoes from the audience. So, yeah, I think...
Only 50%?
73 in total, but 25% for the critics. So, yeah. So, one in 4 people are not enjoying Men in Black.
Oh.
Only 1 in 4 critics are enjoying it.
If I had to give it 100, out of 100%, I would probably give it about 65.
Yeah, so you're not enjoying it as much as the main audiences are.
What did they give?
73%.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could push to 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're being generous.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take your recommendation and I'm going to give this a try.
I think you should go watch it.
Yeah, I will.
I'll come back with you.
Yeah, go watch it again. Well, it must be good then. There you go.
Yeah, it's a good film.
That's got a stamp of approval. X-Men Dark Phoenix does not.
No, don't go watch that. Not unless you want to fall asleep in the cinema.
Yeah, it's not very good. Maybe watch it on Netflix or something when it comes out. If not, then, if you don't like X-Men, definitely don't go.
No.
Well, I thought we'd try something new this week.
Okay.
So, one of our listeners has sent us something to read out. Arabella McFrustrated. I think that's a pen name.
Oh, okay.
And she's written us some Twilight fan fiction.
Oh, am I meant to read this out?
No, I'll be reading it out. But if you feel the need to interject or ask questions at any time, then please do. So let's have a read of this. I'll play some intro music over it as well.
Okay.
If it goes on a bit too long, I will split this episode up and I'll release this bit on its own.
Okay.
So we'll see how this goes. Let's read.
So the time phone's broken then.
Time phone is out of action this week.
Okay.
There wasn't anyone interesting to call. So.
Oh, I thought it was broken.
Well, that's why. If there's no one interesting to call, it breaks. Yeah, and I didn't catch up with any celebrities this week either.
Oh. Not Chris Hemsworth then.
Unfortunately, not. No. Well, I would have brought you with me if Hemsworth was around.
Would ya?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a book that someone has written. Just chapter 1 I'll be reading today. It's called Not Twilight Island, and this is by Arabella McFrustrated. Okay. So this is chapter 1. Begins. One sunny morning in Essex, Isabella Swan Vesta awoke. It was always sunny.
Swan Vesta? What? Is that her name?
That's her name, yeah.
Was she like a Vesta, like a car make? Ford Fiesta?
That's a Vespa. That's her name, that's the character's name.
Okay.
Isabella Swan Vesta.
Alright then.
It was always sunny in Essex, which is what gave everyone such a glorious orange glow.
Is that because they're all orange?
Well, yeah, it's because it's sunny in Essex. It gives everyone such a lovely glow.
Not fake tan then?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So Isabel, or Bella for short, was always pale, as she spent most of her time indoors. This was because she was dull as a table lamp and defined herself by listening to My Chemical Romance on an early edition iPod.
So I gather she's a vampire then?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Okay.
Yeah. Bella had a pretty wicked case of morning breath, as she was incapable of closing her mouth. The stench of yet-to-be-digested rustler burgers and kebab meat woke her from her slumbers. She had been dreaming of emo boys floating through her window. To cheer herself up, she quickly played with herself a bit and thought about Taylor Lautner kissing her front bottom. Her mother entered the room.
Oh, wow, well, she was diddling herself.
Oh, yeah. How embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
She said, "Stop playing with yourself, Bella. I'm going travelling round the country for an unspecified amount of time. You have to go and live with your dad somewhere conveniently overcast." "Okay, Mum," Bella's replied. In the time it took for some opening credits to roll, Bella arrived on the Scottish island of Spork.
Spork?
Yes.
As in a fork and a knife? A spork?
Fork and a spoon, yeah. So she's gone to a rainy Scottish island.
Spork.
Wonder what adventures will happen to Bella.
Sounds like what's his name from Star Trek, doesn't it?
Spock.
Spock,
The island of Spock. Yeah.
Somebody told me the other day, right? Just randomly. When I leave, because obviously we're moving.
Uh-huh.
And he said, when you leave, you should tell everybody what Spock says when he leaves.
Not live long and prosper.
Yeah. I should write that in my email when I leave.
I think you should.
I'm gonna do
that. It's a good parting shot. That. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So she's arrived on the island of Spork. It was the wettest place in the UK. Wetter than an otter's pocket in a rainstorm underwater.
You can't say that.
What? I didn't write this. This is from Arabella McFrustrated.
McFrustrated?
Yeah. Gosh, thought Bella. I hope, despite it being permanently rainy, that my hair never gets wet. And luckily for her, it never would.
How's her hair never going to get wet?
No, it just doesn't.
What? She wear a raincoat all the time then?
She must do. It's the rainiest place in the UK.
Maybe she has one of the pop-up umbrellas that's really tiny that fits in your pocket.
Maybe. Or maybe she hasn't got any hair. Maybe she wears a wig.
Maybe she has no hair, yeah.
And there you are. So her hair will never get wet.
All right then.
Her father, Charlie, picked her up in a police car because he was a police officer, the only one on the island. As Bella was such a nice and engaging character who we're supposed to bond with, she made sure she remained cold and distant from her father at all times. "It's nice to see you again, Bella," her father said as he drove them home. Bella decided to say nothing and looked out of the window with a face like a smacked arse. This made a fairly awkward situation doubly awkward.
This is like Twilight.
It's Twilight fanfiction.
Okay. So they write the same story, but they just add their own...
Well, this isn't the same story. This is happening in Scotland.
Okay.
Clearly you need more immersion in the world of fanfiction.
I do, yeah. I've never really heard of it before.
Oh, right. Well, clearly you're not.
Explain it to me.
Right, so, well, as a simple example, 50 Shades of Grey was originally Twilight fanfiction. So the characters weren't called Christian and whatever the bloody woman's name in that is. They were just called Bella and Edward.
All right.
Yeah, and then when she'd finished the book, she just changed her name and published it.
Yeah, but it's got loads of sex in it. So...
Yeah. A lot of fanfictions involves a lot of sex.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Is that like one of its traits then?
Usually.
Oh. Maybe I should write some fan fiction.
I'd be very interested to read some. They arrived at Charlie's house. Charlie showed her to her room. She noticed he hadn't changed anything since she was there as a little girl. He had also brought her some purple bed sheets that looked quite nice. "You like purple, right?" he asked her. Bella again chose not to say anything, or smile, or move her face in any way, shape or form, and stood gormlessly with her mouth open like a goldfish.
You know what Mary Poppins would say, wouldn't you?
Well, close that mouth, I'll stick my cock in it.
No!
No.
Mary Poppins would not say anything of the sort. She'd be like, "Bella, you're not a codfish."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, it's only because I watched it on Thursday.
No, you watched it again without me.
The old Mary Poppins.
Oh, the old Mary Poppins. All right. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Charlie left the room, wondering how long his daughter had been an idiot savant.
What's savant? What does that mean?
You'll have to Google it later, won't you? One thing you can always say about Charlie, thought Bella. He doesn't linger. Not like that fart I just did. My arse goes off like a faulty oven after I fly. It must be an air pressure rebalancing.
I'm sure loads of people fart after they've been on
Everyone
a plane.
does, yeah. Bella's, just a normal girl with a gut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody shits. That's
everybody
what I always
trumps.
say. Yeah. She was quite touched by everything her father had done for her and how he'd kept the room the way she'd left it. I'd best make sure I never express any gratitude to him at any point, she thought to herself, and let off another post-flight guff that smelt like a tramp's dick.
Have you ever smelled a tramp's dick?
I imagine they don't smell very nice.
No, but you can't they're not all smelly. Like they do wash. So it's a very generalist opinion there.
This is what Arabella McFrustrated has written. Okay. She heard the sound of a truck pulling up outside the house. She looked out of the window and saw two scraggly-looking ginger men pulling up on the driveway in an old VW camper van. It's a gang of hippies trying to get me to vote for the Greens again, she thought. I'll throw a balloon of acid at them. Blimey.
Oh, that's a bit aggressive.
Aggressive way to treat the Green Party. Yeah, they're usually quite friendly people. She was about to do that when she noticed Charlie greeting the two men warmly. What's this? She thought to herself. Charlie's letting gingers onto the property. He's changed since I last saw him. Bella went outside to investigate. Her father was exchanging some witty banter with the older ginger man. I wondered what the smell of fox piss was, Charlie said. Fuck off, Charlie, the old ginger said. You look like a pedo with that wee tash. If you're one of your copper, I'd melt off your face with candle wax. Yeah, very aggressive.
It's very Scottish greeting, that, isn't it? It's generally what Scottish people...
They stopped talking as she emerged from the house, and the younger ginger approached her to deliver some exposition. All right, doll, he said in a barely comprehensible accent. Me and my father have just come up from the ginger reservation on the other side of the island. We've got a wee gift from your pa. She wondered what the fuck the young man had just said, but then he noticed he was quite fuckable, but not as good looking as Robert Pattinson.
Is it anyone as good looking as Robert Pattinson?
Well, some people.
Oh, he's so morbid looking.
Oh, Twilight.
Long in the face, isn't he?
Twilight fans love Robert Pattinson.
It's all glistening, like
he's supposed to glisten though, isn't he?
Gel in his hair.
Well, got to keep that hair
Maybe
pointing
it's
straight up.
like a young person, like likeable sort of bloke. Maybe when you hit like 28 and older, you don't fancy him.
I don't really know. I don't
fancy him at all.
I don't fancy many men.
He's too skinny and scrawny and yeah.
Well, maybe this lady will go off with someone else. We'll just have to wait and see. So she thinks to herself, I can probably string this bloke along for a while until I get a better offer. Gosh, hen, the young man said. You look awfully braw. You'd be a real looker if you ever closed that graping gate press of yours. So he's saying she'd look better if she
shut your mouth.
Closed her mouth, yeah.
You're not a codfish.
She had no idea what he'd said. But as she was incredibly conceited, she took it as a compliment.
Right.
Anyway, hen, my name's Jacob, and this truck is a present from your father. She surveyed the beaten-up old truck, and that the ginger man was pointing at. Wow, she thought, my own car. Things sure are different in the Scottish Islands. I wonder what other wacky adventures will happen while I'm here.
So she got given a...
Given her a little VW camper van.
Yeah. Oh, that's very nice of them. Yeah. Very generous.
Yeah. Are you feeling all right, Bella? Charlie asked. You've not closed your mouth in the last 5 minutes, or once since I picked you up from the airport. I just watched a bee fly in there and you didn't even seem to notice. I'm fine, Charlie, she said. I'm going to drive around town looking moody.
So I gather she must be a teenager then.
Oh, yeah. It's Twilight, isn't it? They're all teenagers.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay, he said. I'll reappear next time I'm required to do something in the story. Hey, Jacob, Bella said. Do you need a ride to school?
Oh, isn't he meant to be Scottish?
No, this is Bella talking.
Oh.
Jacob's just about to speak now.
Oh, okay.
I'd no say no to a ride, hen, he said. But I dinna go to the same school as you. Only attractive people attend your school. We gingers have to go to school on the reservation. Oh.
God, that's
mean, isn't it? Things are different in Scotland.
Awful, isn't it? Yeah. A bit racist.
Oh, said Bella. That's probably for the best. Aye, said Jacob. The smell makes Anna Kendrick feel sick. And she already looks like someone shot under her nose.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Said Bella, unsure what Jacob had said. She was going to have to get used to that accent. It sounded like someone throwing spanners down a staircase. Bella arrived at school. As she was new, everyone made sure to stare at her as she arrived, while some shit rock music played. A few minutes later, the only Chinese kid came up awkwardly to flirt with her. Hi, he said. I'm into geek stuff like Star Wars and photography and things like that. Do you want to talk about it? No thanks, she said. I'll show no interest in you at all until someone attractive talks to me. That's great, he said. My name is Eric. Is it okay if I fall in love with you at first sight? Why, of course, said Bella. Why did this always happen to her?
Oh, she's a bit big-headed, isn't she?
Awesome. R2-D2 pop culture reference, he said, and punched the air in sexual frustration. I love the way your mouth is always open. I can see right down your trachea.
Oh, God, that's a bit...
Yeah, he's probably thinking about what he can poke in there.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Later on, Bella was in gym class. Fortunately, despite having no idea of the school timetable, she had brought her PE kit. She was being adorably shit at volleyball to ensure she looked as non-threatening as possible if someone ever made a film about her life. God, I hope I'm being unconvincingly unathletic enough, she thought to herself.
Is that so she can get out of gym class?
Yeah. She's up to something.
My sister would have got out. My sister used to get out of gym class all the time.
Yeah.
I used to just like doing gym.
Gym's like the only fun class you do.
Yeah, because you can just play sport.
Yeah.
It's good fun, isn't it?
Yeah, hours playing football. It's brilliant. Just to ram home the point, she jabbed at a volleyball with her fist and launched it at speed into the back of another pathetic teenage boy's head.
Oh, that's mean.
Ow, gee willikers, the boy cried. That was unexpected, despite the fact that I was stood with my back to a volleyball match 3 feet away. I'd best turn around. The boy turned round and saw Bella stood there with her mouth gaping open and instantly fell in love with her.
Oh, God.
Oh, geez, thought Bella. Why does this keep happening? Hi, he said to her. I'm Mike. Is it okay if I fall in love with you at first sight? Yes, said Bella, but I'll probably just convince you to settle for someone else instead. Will it be Anna Kendrick? Mike asked. Probably, said Bella. Phew, Mike thought to himself. I've dodged a bullet there. This one looks hot, but if you scrutinise her face for longer than 15 seconds, you realise it's like looking at a freshly painted wall someone's just punched a hole into.
Oh, that's a bit mean, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit. Yeah. It's got quite an edge to it.
There's a lot. I feel there's a lot of aggression in this.
Well, it's just bubbling under the surface, isn't it? An impressively attractive woman jogged over. Hi, she said in a bubbly voice. I'm Anna Kendrick. Hi, Anna, said Bella. I'm Bella, and I'm from Essex. Both Mike and Anna looked impressed. That's in another part of the country, Mike said. I hear the weather is different there. It is, said Bella. Both of them looked amazed. That's insane, said Mike. Imagine the weather being different. It's like you're from another fucking planet. Let's be best friends, said Anna, even though the bloke I fancy has clearly just fallen in love with you. Gosh, yes, said Bella. I doubt this will ever cause any conflict between I doubt this will ever cause any conflict between two teenage girls like us. Oh, so some conflict building there.
Oh.
A few cuts later, it was lunchtime.
Cuts?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't write this, you know. A few cuts later, it was lunchtime, and Bella was sat in the cafeteria with an enormous lunch she would never touch. If any teenage girls see me now, she thought, they'll think you can be this thin while never exercising and eating hamburgers. They'll probably never have body issues after this. Eric sat down next to her and made a clumsy attempt to hide the erection poking out of his jeans.
As he poked it in his waistband.
Oh, yeah, you've got to tuck it into your belt.
I'm so glad I don't have that problem.
I always wondered what men with like quite small penises did.
Well, they just push it to the side, don't they?
Well, I suppose, but if it's erect, you can't really arrange it. You've got to tuck it in.
Yeah, but if it's really, really small, they could just it would just look like their willy was asleep.
Yeah, I suppose.
If it's an innie,
it might still poke out though.
Just carry your jumper over it.
Yeah.
It'll soon go.
I suppose, yeah. I'd wear a bum bag.
Just poke it through the bum bag.
If you got a little willy, you're not going to get laid anyway. So just wear a bum bag.
You never know. You can have penis enlargement.
Or a pump. You can get a pump, can't you, and pump it up.
I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, Austin Powers has one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, great!
The doorbell.
There's somebody at the door. So now we're back from the door. So we were in the cafeteria, and Eric's got an erection that he's trying to hide in his jeans. Star Trek, he said. Klingon horror movie reference school newspaper. Bella ignored whatever inconsequential piece of dialogue he was delivering and stared out of the window because 4 attractive people were walking by. They were slightly more attractive than all the attractive people that already attended the high school. They were also better dressed and wore far too much white. Who are they? She asked Anna. Oh, Anna said. That's just the Cullens. They live in the woods and fuck each other, apparently. They think they're better than everybody else. Wow, Bella thought. They are more attractive. That means they probably are better. I'll obsess over them for a while. The Cullens all stared at Bella. A, because she was new, and B, because she looked like she was having an episode, because her mouth was open and drool was rolling down her pointy chin.
Maybe they thought they could recruit her.
Well, I mean, what are they up to? We'll have to find out later on, won't we? Just then, another boy entered the cafeteria. He was clearly the best-looking one because he was wearing a grey t-shirt and had a leather bracelet on. He was also moving in slow motion. That's Edward Cullen, Anna Kendrick said quietly. He doesn't date any of the girls here. It's like he's hundreds of years old, and it would be inappropriate for him to date a 17-year-old girl.
It's like he's hundreds of years old and he looks like a glittering ball.
Yeah. Well, Bella was mesmerised. He was gorgeous and looked just like Robert Pattinson. He walked past her in slow motion and then sat with his family. He then aggressively stared at her from across the room.
Aggressively stared at her? Like, What, with his eyeballs bulging and snarling his teeth?
Yeah, obviously he looks quite angry. Gosh, thought Bella. He looks like he might get up and punch me in a second. How romantic.
Oh, God.
She made a mental note to strum one out over him later while she listened to some depressing music.
Wow.
And that's the end of chapter 1. So a lot's going on in the world, isn't there? You know. Yeah. Well, she's moved to this Scottish island.
Yeah.
And found these. You know, she's gone to a new school, and there's some gingers that aren't allowed.
I think that was really well written, though. Well done, Arabella.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's the kind of thing I would read normally. But we'll probably read chapter 2 another time.
Yeah, another time.
Well, I've got to wait for Arabella. God, that's a hard name to say. Arabella. Yeah. She's got to write some more.
And she might not even send it to you next time.
Well, I think she will, because I read it out quite well.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah,
I stumbled over a few words.
So, on conclusion of that,
yeah,
what movies are we going to review next time?
What are we going to do next? Well, we haven't decided yet, so it's going to be a bit of a mystery. But I think, because I am definitely sick to death of all the bloody big movies that keep coming out. Because they're all quite boring.
Not the one that we're going to see with The Rock in it.
Hobbs and Shaw. I'm excited to see Hobbs and Shaw. Yes.
I think that's going to be one of my favourite films for the year.
I think, because it's a film that knows it's stupid. So it's just going to be stupid, and that's fine. Yeah. It's these ones that take themselves too seriously. Like bloody X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Yep.
But I just don't land.
Don't land, do
Same
they?
as bloody Godzilla. I could have done with a few jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we don't know what's coming up next week.
All right.
But I think we should watch a bad movie.
A bad movie. Yes.
I'll think of... Maybe we'll have another dive into the mystery bag.
Anyone can recommend a film.
Of course. If you do want to recommend anything, you can find us on Instagram at Pete and Fran Pod.
Yes.
On Twitter at Pete and Fran Pod. Or you can email me. That's petelanghout30@gmail.com. And Langhelt is spelt Langhelt. There you are. And thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
There'll be another episode of Get Rich or Die Cleaning Up this week.
Yes.
So, look forward to that.
And I hope Arabella is not too...
Well, we'll see if...
angry.
Well, thanks for sending it in, Arabella. Yes. And, we'll definitely read some more if you send it in.
We will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we've got time for this week.
Toodles.
Goodbye.